Hello, this is RV Vagabond Jerry, and I'm at the Arizona-Utah border at Monument Valley, which is mostly in Utah. So in this video, I'm going to show you the main section of Monument Valley, where the most well-known monuments are. They're called other things, but here they're mostly called monuments. In fact, this whole county in Utah is quite fascinating with all the rock formations. So come along with me, let's go. And this guy is trying to get the perfect picture of that sign. I don't know why it's so difficult. And around these two signs here, you got some really good views of Monument Valley. Let me zoom in a bit and pan it for you. Get even closer, and I'm going to drive around and get much closer to these as well. Well, first let's go into the Welcome Center. And in case you didn't know, all of this land is on the Navajo Indian Reservation. Well, I'm happy to see they've got some really good air conditioning in here. But most of the room seems to be vacant, especially this section. Just things to read on the wall.
Yes. We'll do that. There is also some...
By the way, this The View Hotel has RV parking spaces that they charge you to camp, but there are no hookups at all. And this is where the central part of Monument Valley starts, which is right beside the visitor center right there. This looks like a very sturdy mesa. And by the way, a mesa is defined as having a flat top. Like that is pretty flat. And off to the left is this really long mesa. It's pretty flat. And here is one of the mittens. There's a point where you can see both the left and right mitten. So at this point, I can't tell you which one that is. And off to the right there is another mesa. And this kind of looks like an Indian headdress with a feather on top. Next to that is this. Very nice. And to the left is this one. Let me zoom in a bit. And then to the left of that, I'm not sure if that would qualify as a mesa. And you zoom into this one. And this one in the middle is definitely a mesa. Here's a little art installation of a Indian man, his squaw, and their little girl. Nice statues. And here is the Great Seal of the Navajo Nation, as it says right there. Nice. Here is a really close-up view of that mitten, which I can tell now is the left mitten. If you hold your hand up, palm away, that monument on the right is your thumb. And then off to the right here, you can see the right mitten with a pretty lame thumb. And this is the point where you get a really good view of both of the mittens together. And then off to the left, there's that monument. And this big one. And to the right of the mittens is another big mesa. See how flat it is on top? I'm going to do a real close zoom on the top of this one. Get a good look at it there. And this big mesa off to the left has interesting end to it. This is the Monument Valley Visitor Center off to the left here in that building. So I'm up at the Visitor Center now. Lots of people here. Kind of the same view I showed you before with the two mittens. Here's a view from the top, and this dirt road you see here, you can drive it in your car, but they don't allow motorcycles to go down the road. And I assume it's because there's places where there's very thick sand where you can easily fall off. So there's some things I'm not going to be able to see. And here's a good view of the land below, right below me. Lots of people here taking selfies. They come to Monument Valley to take pictures of themselves. Well, now I'm in the gift shop where it's nice and cool. You need an official Monument Valley t-shirt. Comes in tan, dark brown, and black. And it wouldn't be anything Indian without jewelry, especially turquoise. I don't think they'll ever run out of pottery. Boots and moccasins, and you can't leave without an Indian doll. You have a restaurant here as well. You can just get cold sandwiches or have a seat. Well, this is interesting. The restaurant is open for breakfast and dinner only, but not lunch. So for lunch, you may be stuck with sandwiches only. And Monument Valley hats are only $25. Well, let's check out the Navajo Museum. Seems to be just a lot of pictures and reading. I don't see any artifacts. Here's a timeline. I guess it's about the history of Monument Valley. Well, they've got a few costumes and things here, but that is it. Here's a shot from the right side of the visitor center. A really big mesa there, and off to the right is some more features. And to the right of that big mesa is some more features, like I said. Here's a closer up view of a couple of them. Now they do give Jeep tours way out into the desert to see the monuments close up. It's $110. And I'm just not in the mood for it today. The hotel is in the same building as the visitor center. I'm more interested in going back to Golding's for lunch. Here's a shot of Monument Valley on the other side of the Highway 163. So I'm going to leave this side of the highway for now and go over to Golding's for lunch. Which is right over there. Now isn't this a lot better than sitting on the floor eating a cold sandwich on the other side of the highway? Well folks, that is my tour of the east side of the highway at Monument Valley. Hope you enjoyed it. Good day, folks.